Hey guys, welcome back to True Crime with Shannon, where I cover missing persons, unsolved cases, crime news, and more. Alright guys, the verdict is in. It came in, I think after just before 6 o'clock Eastern Time. It is a great verdict. It is guilty on all counts for Michael Valva, and I'm actually going to play that for you right now.
And once again, the jury...
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to ask you to direct your attention to our clerk.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you agreed upon a verdict?
Yes.
Will the defendant please stand and face the jury? Will the foreperson please rise? In the matter of the people of the state of New York in Supreme Court, Suffolk County, against Michael Valva, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how do you find, as to count one, charging the defendant, Michael Valva, with the crime of murder in the second degree, not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how do you find, as to count two, charging the defendant, Michael Valva, with the crime of endangering the welfare of a child, as to Thomas Valva, not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how do you find, as to count three, charging the defendant, Michael Valva, with the crime of endangering the welfare of a child, as to Anthony Valva, not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how do you find, as to count four, charging the defendant, Michael Valva, with the crime endangering the welfare of a child, as to Thomas Valva, not guilty, guilty?
Guilty.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how do you find, as to count five, charging the defendant, Michael Valva, with the crime endangering the welfare of a child, as to Anthony Valva, not guilty or guilty?
Guilty.
The foreperson can please be seated, and will the defendant also please be seated? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, listen to how the court has reported your verdict, and as it stands recorded. You say through your foreperson that you find the defendant, Michael Valva, as follows. As to count one, murder in the second degree, guilty. As to count two, endangering the welfare of a child, as to Thomas Valva, guilty. As to count three, endangering the welfare of a child, as to Anthony Valva, guilty. As to count four, endangering the welfare of a child, as to Thomas Valva, guilty. As to count five, endangering the welfare of a child, as to Anthony Valva, guilty. Members of the jury, is this your true verdict, so say you all?
Yes.
Do the attorneys request a polling of the jury?
Yes. Please poll the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you say through your foreperson that you find the defendant, Michael Valva, as to count one, guilty as to the crime of murder in the second degree. As to count two, guilty as to the crime endangering the welfare of a child, as to Thomas Valva. As to count three, guilty as to the crime endangering the welfare of a child, as to Anthony Valva. As to count four, guilty as to the crime of endangering the welfare of a child, as to Thomas Valva. As to count five, guilty as to the crime endangering the welfare of a child, as to Anthony Valva. Juror number one, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number two, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number three, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number four, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number five, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number six, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number seven, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number eight, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number nine, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is that your verdict?
Yes.
And juror number 12, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Your Honor, the verdict is unanimous.
All right, thank you. At this time, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm releasing you from all admonishments on behalf of the court system, on behalf of the parties, on behalf of your community. Thank you. You performed a very difficult and valuable service. And I know how hard you all worked in reaching this verdict. So your patience, your attention was duly noted. You can speak to anybody or nobody about your experience here. It's entirely up to you. Okay? My understanding is you may wish to chat with me, and I will make myself available to yourselves, as well as our alternates who are here every day with us. So I release you now from all admonishments. Somebody asked if I could get you lifetime exemption from future jury service. You certainly deserve it. But we'll work on that. Again, thank you.
Guilty, unanimous verdict on every single charge. Michael Valva, you are gone down, and this is justice for Tommy today. And let me tell you what, your ex-fiancée, Angela Polina, you're next. You're going to go down just as much as Michael did. You are both guilty, and I am so happy and proud of this jury for seeing through the defense's facade and their charades, and they could tell, like we all could. Michael did not really love Tommy. He did not love his son. Or did he love Anthony? He's a man all in it for himself, and that's obvious. So today is a great day. Well, tonight's a good evening, and we've got justice for little Tommy, and I know his mother is smiling right now. None of this brings back Tommy, but we can have some justice for him, and hopefully this will set some precedents for future children in horrible situations, and hopefully that can prevent them from dying prematurely. There's a lot of work to be done in this system, and I've said that in previous videos. We like we said, we've got Harmony Montgomery, and there's many others. Our system is broken, folks, and it's not just one state. It's all over this country. The system for these protection of these children is broken, and we have to fix it. We have to protect these children. They don't have anybody else that could protect them. Tommy reached out. He asked his psychiatrist at school, and he asked a CPS worker. He asked for help, and they did nothing. So they need to be accounted for that. So I'm hoping that is coming. And also the judge who granted Michael Valva custody. I know that they're going after him, and he needs to also be disbarred. So there's the work on this case is nowhere near done. We got Angela next, and CPS, I hope, is right behind him, as well as these judges. We got lots more work to do. But tonight is a good night. Michael Valva is found guilty on all charges, and he's going to get behind bars for at least 25 years to life. So praise God on that. And it's a great way to end this Friday night. And I'm very proud of this jury. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. And I appreciate everyone who's been following the videos here. Of course, we all wish they would do more streaming. This video was from News 12. I will make sure to post the link to their coverage, because they do have this video on there as well. So this was their coverage. Sadly, we didn't get more than this kind of video in the courtroom. I wish we would have had more coverage on it, and but that's just all that the judge and apparently the courts allowed. So all right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of the evening or weekend if you're catching this weekend, and most of all, stay safe.